Nice World Videos. We're in Torrevieja Saturday morning. A little bit cooler today, 28 degrees, 11 o'clock. We're going to take a walk around and we're going to update you on what's been going on with Ryanair. And if you use Ryanair, it ain't good because all the flights are getting wiped out from Murcia Airport. So we'll update you on that. Also, we're going to let you know today about what happens if someone drives your car in Spain and what you need to do. Make sure you watch it to the end because, yeah, we've got some storytelling time. We're going to be telling you some stories. Yeah, story time. And, yeah, pretty interesting stories. So let's crack on with the main news about driving other people's cars in Spain and Ryanair disaster. To the end, because if you do let people drive your car in Spain, there's certain things you need to know and they need to know, and we'll go through with that. But first of all, this latest news, and it ain't good news if you're using Ryanair, especially if you're coming into Murcia Airport. When I say it's affected a lot of people, yeah, they've actually wiped off 600,000 seats from the Spanish airports here in Spain. So what actually has been going on? Well, Ryanair has actually been fighting with the Spanish airport operator AENA for years, and when it comes to the aftermath of the old pandemic here, and it's all about to do with increases they're charging in the airports and rising the taxes, and Mr. O'Leary's just not happy with it, and he's trying to make a statement basically. And the latest news, like I said, on Wednesday, he's decided to just wipe out 600,000 seats. And the main airport that he's getting affected with it is going to be Murcia. So if you're using this low-cost airline and you're coming into Murcia Airport, it's not looking good. But the president of the AENA airports, he's just saying O'Leary's just doing a lot of scaremongering amongst his customers. Saying he's doing it to manipulate the public opinion and not really expressing the real problem. And it's all to do with the increase, and it's like 68 cents they're increasing what is going to go on top of their passengers. And as you know, O'Leary likes to keep his costs down, and this 68 cents is going to be affecting his little budget airline, and he's actually stamping his feet and taking action. And none of this is going to come in to next year, 2026. But Ryanair is saying it's shamefully increasing it by a big increase of 21%, and yeah, and that is making a big difference to his airline. He has been trying to negotiate with the Spanish government about the increase, but they're not budging. Now Ryanair has closed a lot of its bases in Spain, and that is Santiago. They've cancelled flights, and Tenerife, north of Tenerife, Valladolid and Jerez, and he's actually closed a lot of the bases there in Spain. And O'Leary's threatening to literally cut a million seats at all the Spanish airports. But the Spanish government don't seem bothered because they're already working with other airlines to fill the gap where O'Leary's decided not to go, so other airlines are going to be taking its place. So it's no loss for the government. There's already been a lot of cancellations, and they reckon 41%, which is 600 seats in addition to the low-cost airline, which will reduce the seat offer in the Canary Islands by 10%, which is 400,000 seats, and cancellation of over 36 connections with the peninsula, and the suspension of its flights to Tenerife North from the 1st of October. And it's all to do with excessive tax. And that is why Ryanair is doing it. They're not happy with the excessive tax, even though it's literally going to be over 68 cents more. And the question is, are 100 million tourists affected by what's happening with Ryanair? Is another obstacle on Spain's way to conquering the converted historic barrier of 100 million foreign visitors in 2025. And yeah, breaking records, as you know, and it has been going up. But will O'Leary stop them figures increasing? Now he's wiping out a lot of his flights and taking his planes out of some of these airports. And when you think about it, the first 6 months of the year in Spain is not actually summer months, even though the temperature's really good all year round, as you know, in Spain. But there was 55.5 million foreign tourists actually come into Spain. And O'Leary claims most of them use his airlines. But there is an alternative because they're saying it could be a win for Alicante Airport. Even though Murcia Airport's going to be wiped out completely, but a lot are going to be going from Alicante, and also going to have some new flights going from there as well. So O'Leary never got his way anyway, because the old Transport Minister, Oscar Puente, has already rejected Ryanair's demand for fare reductions, and therefore that is why he's made this big bold move, and he wants to stamp his feet, doesn't he? As you know, Ryanair, a lot of people slag them off, but they do offer cheap flights, and he don't care what the publicity is, whether it's bad or good. People are using it, and he wants to keep the cost down, and there's always room for someone else to sneak its place, and they reckon they've got someone coming in to fill them gaps. So if you are using Murcia and Ryanair, I wouldn't panic, because there'll be someone else straight in. So that is the update. Always in the news, isn't they, Ryanair, with all kind of things going on. But there is other things you do need to know if you are coming to Spain. I did mention before, and if someone is driving your car, and they need to be known what happens if they get stopped by the police, or if they have an accident, or obviously need to know the insurance details. So it's really important on the person who's back in the UK, or back in wherever they are in Europe or America, or wherever they are, and they've got an holiday apartment, and they're saying the rivers there. As you know, in Spain, anyone can drive your car as long as they're over 26, and you ain't got to worry about putting their name on the policy. So over 26, anyone can drive anyone's car here in Spain, and that's what happens. People come over on holiday, and rather rent a car, they drive the person's car who owns the property. But it can develop into problems, especially if you get stopped by police. Well, if you're worried about all the noise going on, yeah, there you go. They're obviously trying to get into the underground parking space, and someone's just parked there and gone off to the beach. And he looks like he's going to be blasting out all day, piercing people's ears. As you know, they park anywhere in Spain, even across zebra crossings. That is another reason why we've done this video today, because of things like that. Someone just parks across someone's drive, or someone blocks entrance to a garage, and the police can come along and take it away, and there is fines involved. Same as speeding fines, or driving in areas with emission zones and your car's not permitted. So there is a form you can fill in, which we will post up on the screen. And it's basically to give people permission to drive your car while you're not here in Spain. And on this form, it'll have everything: the person's name and a photo of their driving licence, and everything that you actually need in your car if the person has an accident, or if they get stopped by police. Because if you get stopped by the police and you're just driving your friend's car, and they've said, yeah, it's okay, well, the police don't know. And if the police don't know, they might think you've stolen the car. So this is very important. You do have to have permission to drive people's car in Spain. Not many people know that. So yeah, get this form filled in. If you do have anyone coming over, it is up there on the screen. You can freeze it and take a picture of it, or do your own kind of form. Of course, it might not have committed an offence and you don't want to get the points for it, but they could have a breakdown, or they might have an accident and you might need the insurance details. So everything on that bit of paper, or do your own bit of paper with all this kind of information on. And make sure that you get a photograph of their driving licence, both sides as well. It is recommended. Like I said, you've got to be over 26. Nobody under the age of 26 can drive your car. So even though you think it's okay back in your own country to drive, but here to drive someone else's car and you're not on the policy, you must be over 26. And it's always good to share the information. As you know, I give a lot of information out here in Spain, important information, and it's good to share. Like, if you find this information useful as well, always give us a like and a comment. It does help my videos, of course, grow. And of course, we're going to give you more information every day on all the latest topics, what's been going on here in Spain. But yeah, it's a nice, cool, breezy day today. It's literally floating around 29 degrees. The sky ain't broke through to blue skies yet, but we've got that lovely breeze, and that's what we've been missing. But the humidity is still high. I think it was like 50 to 60% last night. So yeah, humidity is still high. The aircon's still on, but we can't complain. It's September, and it's slowly getting a little bit quiet. Most of the tourists have gone back, so we are left mainly with the residents, with a small percentage of people that are actually on holiday, because not quite everyone's gone back to school yet, as you know. But in most countries, a lot of them have gone back, and the kids as well, and all gone up north in it, back to their homes in Barcelona, Madrid. But we're just going to take a walk around, as we do, in Torrevieja, one of the fastest growing cities in Spain. With all this new investments going on, you can see all these benches appearing up everywhere. This is pretty new, this little court here for the kids. Everything is for kids here and families. Not much work goes on here. They've already been protesting for less days a week, shorter pension, retirement ages. Why not? Gotta live your life, you gotta live once, and come and live the dream in Spain. The other important thing as well, if you are driving a car in Spain, like anywhere else really, your number plate has to be visible, literally complete visible, and be able to see it. You can't have it covered over, because if you do get stopped and it's covered over, you will instantly get a €6,000 fine and 6 penalty points on your licence. So that is another good reason to make sure whoever's driving your car that you've got their details out, because if they can't reach you on a phone and you're back in your own country, and of course you want to prove to the police that you wasn't driving, so it's very important to get all that information done, because you don't want to end up paying that £6,000 fine, do you? And get the 6 points, because they might be borrowing your car and they might be going to the shops or something and put something in a boot and it's flapping down and it's covering the number plate. Could be an accident. But 6 points on your licence, a €6,000 fine. Cha-ting. So, meanwhile, yeah, we're coming up to the famous promenade, Playa de Cura. There's still plenty of people about, as you see in yesterday's news video we've done. Still busy. We'll come up here to cool down, but because it's a bit breezy today, the old sea's going to be a bit breezy. And when it's breezy, get the old surfers out. But as I've mentioned before, it's very dangerous to sea. Costa del Sol had a triple amount of deaths this year to normally. It was about 63 just in that region, and we've had loads along here as well, as mentioned. The sea is dangerous. All right.
One of my YouTube guys.
One of my YouTube guys. Nice to meet you. What's your name?
My name is Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy. You watch all my videos?
All of them.
Great. Look, he's on the phone. Here, we'll give you a key ring. There we go. You can open your bottle of beer with that.
Thank you.
Cheers, mate. Here we go. So yeah, straight away on the promenade and bump into a subscriber. And he was on his phone and all. Oh, Eddie Murphy. There we go. So we do get a lot of followers all around the world, as you know. America. We've even got Germany, France, Sweden, Holland. I mean, look at these lunatics out there. That's so dangerous. You've got the riptide, and that's what the problem is. Bloke lost his life last week in Benidorm. 2 mates went in to try and save him. Nearly lost 3 people's lives. Luckily enough, the rescue people were there. The 2 friends come back, but the poor bloke, 26, I think air pilot, you know, having a little holiday in Benidorm, gone for a little dip. I think it was about 8 o'clock, still light. And straight away, the riptides took him out. Yeah, he's dangerous. And I don't know, these people don't understand why they're taking a gamble. Have a little dip in the sea. But yeah, the flags are out, which obviously means it's dangerous because it's red. There we go, red flag. It's not green, it's red, which really means you shouldn't be in the water because it is so dangerous. But yeah, so as we're taking a walk along here, I wonder if any of my subscribers have got strange stories to tell, because I've got a little strange story to tell, and it is a strange one as well. Of course, I never come from a rich background, you know, sugar mummy and daddy that was super rich. I've had to save me pennies and come and live the dream. And when I first met my wife, of course, 7 years, she said, Colin, we need to get married, we've got children, you need to marry me. And of course, everyone has to marry when you have children. You have to do the right thing. But I didn't have a pot to piss in, as they say. So yeah, I was doing a bit of mini cabin at the time and saved up enough money to go to Florida because Disneyland was the main thing. And I really wanted to take the children there as well. so they can come and live the dream. You know, Disneyland, see Mickey and Donald, and take them to Universal as you do, all these lovely places. So yeah, we managed to save the money up, and we thought, you know what, we could do it all in 1 year. We can have the holiday of a lifetime, our first holiday away, and then we can make the kids have their little holiday as well, and we can get married. All brilliant. So there we go. Go down to old Cosmos at the time, in the old travel agents. Plenty of it going on at that time. A lot of people were doing the old marriage abroad business. They said, yeah, Florida, yeah, Orange County, there is a place there, beautiful restaurant. They do all the marriages there, nice gardens. You walk up the old red carpet and the old bandstand. So yeah, my sister and my brother and all that come over for the wedding. So there was us. We gets married. An international drive in Florida, a little trip from the hotel there, which is a very famous hotel on the International Drive, right next to the biggest actually McDonald's in the world. We stayed at the Quality Inn, which was a really cheap hotel, but a lot of people stayed there. We took the trip, done the wedding, and we're having a little chat after with the priest, as they say, and start talking about where you're from. Of course, I'm from East London, as you know, I'm a Cockney. And we had moved out, we'd lost our house unfortunately, and we was in a rental council place, and telling them we was in this area of Barking, which is East London, Essex there, and he said, he said, you know what? He said, I was brought up from there. I said, you're joking? He went, yeah. He said, Keith Road. Keith Road. I said, that's just round the corner where he was. He went, yeah. He said, that's where all my family was brought up. I went, bloody hell, that's a small world, isn't it? So yeah, the bloke's surname was Bryant, which was my mother's surname, of course. So he gets back and we have a chat with me dad, and he went, yeah, Bryant, that's it, 11 Keith Road, that's where he lived. He said, that's your nephew. He says, there he is. Here we are, I'll get a photo for you. He's in the photo there. Wow. Went all the way to America, and I've got my own family member marrying me. Now that is a weird story. I don't know if you've got any funny stories like that. Let us know in the comments. But yeah, it's a small world, isn't it? Hey, isn't it a small world? And now I'm in Spain, and I'm sure there's going to be some more stories occurring now I'm in Spain. Yeah, but yeah, there are a lot of strange stories out there. Yeah, it's a weird world, isn't it? But yeah, it's nice and cool. Look at that lovely breeze. But you definitely won't want to go in that sea. I'm going to take you up there, right up by the wall there, and I'm going to show you how choppy it is. And it's proper choppy. And you definitely know September's here, and it's all getting back to normal, because already they've removed a lot of the stuff here. Yeah, it's getting a lot quieter. We did have a little umbrellas all over there. No doubt that little pergola will be gone for the disabled people. That'll be gone, all be lifted away. And of course up in the far corner we have got the toilets and everything, so that'll be gone as well, right up there, right over in that corner. But yeah, I'll show you this choppy sea, and it is choppy. That's your first aid. It comes right over here. There we go. This is what you call dangerous sea. Look at the size of them waves, look at that. You wouldn't want to be in the water with that going on, all the way along. But there are some nutters in the water, believe it or not. And yeah, some people just like the thrill. You can see where it's all been coming over, where it's all wet, and it brought in all the crap and all, yeah, all this dirty seaweed's all been washed in. I'm not hanging about because I don't want to get wet. Yeah, it's like a slick of oil that's been brought up, but it's seaweed, loads of it. Yeah, which is pretty unusual because these beaches are really nice and clean, and they get raked every day. You can see the tractor marks there where they rake the beach. So that is the latest news today, and the latest news on the Ryanair. So if you are using Ryanair or you boycotted them for any reason, let us know. But if you're coming into Murcia, don't panic. There will be someone else stepping in its place. And also, if you've got any stories, like my story, let us know in the comments. And it's hasta luego, Torrevieja, 12 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon. And don't forget to check out these other videos there, and be careful what you carry on a flight back to the UK.